Hello, welcome everybody back to the Formula 1 97 full season, round 14 at A1 ring. This is my 5th attempt at finishing this track. We're currently in the practice session, 13 laps of the entire track, with the main goal being just to get the personal best time. Let's go. During my previous attempts, the first attempt ended up in the car burn. The second attempt ended up in my incompetence by switching to the slick tires during wet weather. It ruined the weather. The third attempt ended in me having car burn. And in fourth attempt, I basically have won the race, but instead of saving the state, I have loaded the state. So yeah, fun times. I'm just. I still don't believe that I have did that.
Go!
And it was such a great race too. I had such a great time trying to commentate, and I had such a great time talking with the chat. It's never gonna repeat again. In a matter of fact, this is actually recorded like maybe 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes after I have made that severe mistake. That never happened to me. I am still in quite a shock, to say the least. I am still in quite of a shock.
With the 107% rule of the past couple of years, we're seeing that the tail end teams have had to sharpen up their.
The only thing I can do,
making sure they can do competitive time. This means that the gap between
is
the
just drive and
front
not make that mistake again,
is now much less,
and basically hope for the best.
He's down at the first split.
Honestly, at this point, I have no commentary. Honestly, I am quite devastated. At this point, I just want to sit down and
I don't think he's going to better his
just
time.
get through it, just get over it and save this time, not load. I still cannot believe that I was such a heavy moron to, instead of save the game after a victory, I have loaded. It basically tickles two worst things for me. Not only the victory from the race, a well-deserved victory from the race got taken away from me, but the worst thing that have happened is that I wasted time. I hate wasting time. And it was such a great recording too.
He's down at split 1.
It was an absolutely great recording. There was a lot of commentary. There was a little bit share of my personal life. There was conversation with the other people in the chat. A little bit of explanation of certain things. And it would all go for a very, very, very good recording, and now it's all wasted, man. Now it's all lost.
I don't think he's going to better his time. He's behind at split 2.
I don't believe my luck. I don't believe.
The unfamiliar circuit here in Austria, unfortunately for him, has proved to be his undoing. He's on.
And we could not even finish the practice session. So that goes great. We gotta move to the qualifying session, I suppose. Qualifying session. Same stuff as the practice. 13 laps. We're gonna stop at the pits every 4 laps. If the weather's gonna change to rain, the qualifying session is over. Let's go. I am actually, after all the attempts that I tried to pull off, I am actually at this point, after only 1 hour of streaming, I am just as mentally tired as after over 9 hours. So, yeah. I need to do this. I need to pull it off. I need to get this race done. I need to do this. Doesn't matter how many attempts it's gonna take me. It's gonna take me as many attempts as it needs to. And if I have to repeat the race because of my own incompetence, so be it.
One of the problems the drivers have to contend with is visibility. Their visors get very dirty out on the track. Every 5 laps or so they'll need to give it a wipe to keep it clear with the back of their glove or their sleeve. Of course, when it gets really difficult to see, they can peel off one of the clear tear-off strips that cover the visor.
I am tired. I'm just tired, man. Okay, so how are we gonna drive the qualifying? First lap was a warm-up. Second and third lap, it's best lap time beating, best lap attempt. Fourth lap is a pit stop. Then fifth lap is a warm-up. 6, 7 to beat the record. 8th is a pit stop.
If he can keep this kind of speed up, he'll be looking at a good grid position.
Lap 9, warm-up, 10, 11, 12 are my last attempts to beat the lap record of the track. That's how we're gonna drive through the qualifying session. Someone tells me that this track basically has marked.
He's up on the leader at intermediate
like
2.
basically unfortune or misfortune all over it for me.
Third, down into second. Third, fourth gear, up into 5th, up into 6th. This is terrific. I think we'll see him in pole position for tomorrow's race. Up into 4th, up into 5th.
I guess sometimes you really have to make that mistake. That horrible mistake. And this time I'm gonna make 2 saves. Quick save and hard save, like.
He's already behind his best time at intermediate.
At this point, I am just not going to screw around anymore with the saves. Like, oh my god.
This year, all the teams have lowered the driving seat to try and combat the turbulence caused by the driver's helmet, which reduces the efficiency of the air intake into the engine. Another benefit they hope to see will be better handling of the car due to the lower centre of gravity.
He's looking good for an excellent lap here, up at split 2.
Taking a break or changing the game would not change anything. In a matter of fact, it would make things worse. I have my mind set on
Let's see
this
how he
game
compares
right
with
now
the
as we
previous
speak.
qualifying times.
And I'm gonna
That
beat it.
has surely put him on pole.
And I don't care about the rest.
That first split time is actually faster than the current fastest qualifying lap. He's up at the second split. If he keeps this up, he could be on pole.
Yeah, if I only didn't have to go to the pit stop, that would be a different conversation. I sadly have to go to the pit stop to compare my time with the times of other drivers.
Up into third, fourth, up into fifth.
Alright, so from what I can see right now, there's not really a lot of competitive drivers, so I'm just gonna leave the pits
He's on a
right now
fresh
as we
set of
speak.
tyres, which means that, for a while at least, he'll have something of a time advantage over the other cars.
Up into second, down into first.
Well, Frenton's probably gonna get a better lap time on the lap 5. Let's not forget that this is a warm-up for me. While he's already on full speed.
Okay, let's have a look at the qualifying
And Schumacher
time
already
so
has a
far.
better time.
He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1.
So basically the lap time that we need to reach right now is 1 minute 9.1. We need to get below that one. Like 1 minute and 8 is gonna cement our position, our first position on the grid.
That's down on his previous fastest lap at the second split. An interesting point to note is that both Williams and Jordan, two of the great innovators in car design, have opted for an oval air intake above the driver's head. It'll be interesting to see what difference this makes. The sky's beginning to darken, and if I look up from the commentary box, I can see quite a few clouds overhead
Lap
now.
6 and 7 right now to beat the record.
He's down at the first split, but faster than his previous best.
And I see that I have a Benetton in front, which means I can take his draft to help me to go through the race, because right now I'm being magnetized towards him.
Fifth gear.
Sort of,
Fourth
kind of.
gear. Up into fifth. He's down at intermediate 2, but he's improved on his previous time.
One unique feature of the Stewart car design is the high side pods on the car and the large turning vanes, which should reduce the amount of debris that is sucked off the track into the radiator field during the normal course of a race.
Okay, that
This
gives
sort
me
of
the second
accumulation
place.
can
That's
actually
already
cause a
good.
drop off between 10 and 20% in the radiator's efficiency.
But I need to do
That
better.
was an excellent lap.
He's pumping in some really good lap times now.
Like I said, lap 6, 7. This is my chance to get a better lap. But because I'm not using the draft of the other car, that might be
Compared with his previous times, I can
a
see
little
that
bit
he's
difficult.
actually slower there.
Okay, this lap it's not gonna be the one.
That's down on his previous fastest lap at the second split.
Yeah, it would not be the one. I touched the grass. That's already too much of a loss in time.
The mechanics must have got the car set up just right for this session.
Well, still on the second place, so it's not bad.
He's a real veteran of Formula One, and it shows in the maturity of his driving.
We're going to the pits on this lap.
Okay, let's have a look at the qualifying time so far. That's
Lap
a
9
better
is going to
time
be a
over the
warm-up.
first intermediate.
10, 11, 12 to beat the record.
Fourth. Fifth gear. He's down on the leader at split 2, but his time is quicker than his previous best. Up into 6th.
When you're driving a Formula One car, you cannot be tense. You're strapped in, you feel every movement, you're part of the car, and if you're tense with the car, it slides that little bit more. You must relax and let the car do the work.
Hard not to be
Down into
tense when
second.
you're losing a single race 4 times in a row, 2 of which are lost due to my own incompetence. Hard not to blame yourself after this many attempts. Because as of this point, I should be already doing the practice session at Nürburgring. And not sit here.
Well, he's got a bit to do over the rest of the lap to improve on his previous time. Unfortunately, he's not as fast as his best second intermediate.
And yeah, I am not as lively as I was right now. I am pretty much in a dark place right now. Really dark place. A place in which electricity were not paid.
New safety rules for the design of the cars this year have meant that the teams have had to include a deformable structure behind the gearbox to protect the driver in the event of rear impact. Ferrari did this last year, and they've already overcome most of the problems, like excessive vibration, which can crack the rear wing. He's down at the first split, but faster than his previous best.
I'm just saying.
Fourth, third, up into fourth, up into fifth, sixth gear. He's improving on his own previous times, but still down on the qualifying leader.
We might not be able to get a better time, honestly. And a matter of fact, something tells me that we are gonna actually finish on the second place. We just cannot squeeze a better lap time.
That's slower than his fastest time at
And
intermediate
I'm
one.
gonna honestly, I'm fine with that. Whatever needs to happen will happen. And I'm gonna let it happen.
Let me just check how that time compares. He's down on the leader at split 2, but his time is quicker than his previous best. Superlative!
Okay.
That has surely put him on pole.
Let's hope that it's gonna keep that way. Because after 5 races, I know exactly how Michael Schumacher is going to behave. And how fast he's going to be.
That's the fastest time over the first sector we've seen today. He's looking good for an excellent lap here, up at split 2.
I might have kind of wasted this opportunity, to be honest. Braked a little bit too hard.
Up into 4th, 5th,
Yeah.
6th gear.
Yeah. Alright, let's see where we're gonna end after this qualifying session, because it should say that I was first, but Michael Schumacher was still on the track, so he could do a better time. If he's gonna start first, he's gonna be kind of uncatchable. Nope, Michael Schumacher is actually 0.4 seconds behind me. Benson was 3rd, Irvine is 4th, Hakkinen is 5th, and Alesi is on 6th place. So, this race has 71 laps. I'm gonna round it out to 72 laps. I'm gonna load my car with 36 laps of fuel. I'm gonna do a 1 pit stop strategy for this race. And there's not much else to be said. Let's just simply jump into the race and I'll let the gods decide my fate.
Hello and welcome to Austria. The A1 ring here in Zeltweg is the scene of this year's Austrian Grand Prix. This is a virtually new circuit for the first Grand Prix to be held in Austria for 10 years. In 1987, the race was held at the Österreich ring, famous for its fast open curves. But they've dramatically changed it to one of 2.7 miles of tight bends and short straights. The mountain scenery, though, is absolutely magnificent. German racing fans are delighted to have a second Grand Prix in their country again this year, and they're hoping for a win from their national hero, Michael Schumacher, who lost out last year to his young Canadian rival. They'd like to see their new hero, Heinz-Harald Frentzen, win too. Drivers seem to like this 2.8-mile circuit, even though the flow's broken up by the final chicane. The drivers are getting ready for the start. They're lined up on the grid. When the last red light goes out, the race starts. Go! Streaming down to the first corner.
Yeah, I'm not letting Schumacher go through on the starting line. I have learned very well that Schumacher has a very high tendency of just breaking the rules of the game and just gaining astronomical speed and leadership during this race. Technically, not only just during this race, during pretty much most of the races. His AI and his car is very powerful, but it's not as powerful as during this track. He's gonna be definitely fighting with me for the first place, and most likely he's going to overtake me and he's gonna lose me very, very fast. I mean, you guys will be able to see that. The time will tell how it's gonna go. Either way, I'm not letting him through on the starting line. That's just out of the question.
We're into the second lap. The top positions are first, Williams.
And I'm putting full focus
Second,
throughout the entire race.
Third, Eddie Irvine.
Therefore,
In
I am
fourth
not
position,
gonna be talking as much unless I'm gonna feel comfortable
In
enough
fifth
during the
place,
race.
Michael Schumacher.
Also, hey
In
Dragus,
sixth position, Jean Alesi. We're into the third lap of the race.
I had it last time. If I didn't mistook saving for loading, or loading for saving, I would be in Nürburgring right now. Yeah, there is definitely a pinch of salt in me right now, to say the least.
Weight is king in a Formula One car. Every extra kilo you have to carry loses you about 200ths of a second per lap. Fuel load, as in the aviation industry, is measured in kilos, not litres, and is precisely calculated to give optimum performance for minimum weight.
I was also planning to add like additional for the thumbnails for those videos for Formula 1. I was planning to add like additional expressions on each of the race. I
Let's
think
see how they stand now.
for this race
The
I'm
race
gonna
leader,
add
Williams,
Hide the
number
Pain
one.
Harold.
In second place,
I
Mika
definitely
Hakkinen.
will,
Third, Eddie Irvine.
because
In
I
fourth,
find
Heinz Harold Frentzen.
no other more
In fifth,
accurate expression
Michael Schumacher.
for this entire race, for this
Jean
entire round.
Alesi.
And the meme might be freaking ancient at this point. I do not care. I'm currently on a cope mode. James Cope. I'm seething. I am molding hard. I'm going through all 5 phases of grief at the same time. Yep. But there's definitely some kind of a crash in the background. Somebody have lost control of the car and spun. I don't know who that is though. I can't really say. There was no yellow flag. But I can say there was definitely none of the top 6. It could be somebody behind Jonah Lacey though. That is my initial suspicion.
This young man had a fantastic first season last year, giving his teammate Damon Hill a real run for his money in the championship battle. This year, all eyes will be on the French-Canadian as he continues his Formula One campaign.
I think I'm gonna have to go to the barber again soon.
I'm looking at the race order now.
My hair on the top are
Williams,
starting to grow up back again.
In second position, Mika
I need to take care of that.
In third place, Eddie Irvine. In fourth, Heights Harold Frenson. In fifth place, Michael Schumacher. In sixth position, Jean Alesi.
Copenhagen, Jack. Damn, the freaking Hakkinen still give me only 3 seconds. Well, I guess I'm gonna leave the top 6 when I'm gonna go to the pit. Not when I'm gonna go to the pits, but when they will do that. And on the last attempt, I have learned that they are all gonna go 4 times into the pits, not 3. So it gives me some form of comfort, because I'm going to the pits to refuel only once throughout the entire race. Plus minus, of course, the weather change and some additional malfunctions.
Race order. Williams number 1. Mika Hakkinen. Eddie Irvine. Heights Harold Frenson.
Schumacher stays in the back of the grid from now until he's gonna get low on the fuel. The moment the Schumacher is gonna get low on the fuel, this is where he's gonna activate the freaking demon mode and he's gonna just overtake everybody before going to the pits. He's gonna basically drive like an unstoppable beast, and I'm not even joking. I can see the first lap driver right now in front. I'm going to have that suspicion it's going to be one of the Minardis. Or one of the crashed cars. Yeah, that's actually one of the Zaubers. So I'm going to have a suspicion that the Zauber was the guy that have crashed before. They're currently closing in. We are not going to overtake him on the first corner over here. Overtaking on that corner would be an awful idea to begin with. This straight over here is a good moment to overtake him, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do it.
He's hit Johnny Herbert. The yellow flags are
Yeah, there was not really a lot that I could do. Johnny Herbert has spun, and I have hit him.
Now the course officials are waving green flags. That means all clear.
I was way too close to him to actually do anything. Thankfully, I only have suffered the damage to the front wing and not the front suspension, so we are still good. But sadly, next time when I'm gonna go to the pits, whenever it's gonna be weather or a tire change, we're gonna have to replace that front wing. Johnny Herbert has no luck during this race. He spun already for the second time in a row. Second time this event. He basically was so close I could not react to it properly. I think I have tried to go to the right, but it was too late. I think I have seen a glimpse of another car in front.
Williams #1. Eddie Irvine. Heights Harold Frenson. Michael Schumacher.
Since Hakkinen went to the pits earlier. It's lap 13. 13:26. 39:40 something. That makes no sense. That would suggest that the different cars have different strategies. Some of them are gonna go more than 4 times to the pits. Intriguing, to say the least. That's Arrow's Yamaha in the front. Can't overtake him over here, but I can overtake him on this little straight. Braking down, I should only brake down to the 3rd gear, because we can fit in the last corner of the race between 160 170 kilometers an hour. It's an optimal speed to fit over there. Schumacher, I think he moved from 5th to 4th. But only because Mika Hakkinen have either went to the pits or he had a malfunction. I'm going to assume that he basically went to the pits on the quite early stage of the race. Because I really want Mika Hakkinen to gain some points from this race and during the entire championship. He deserves this.
The weather's getting overcast now. Let's hope it doesn't get any worse.
Okay, hug the corner a little bit too much. That is my fault. Now it's Irvine that's 3 seconds behind me. I don't know when he's gonna go to the pits. Either way, I need to just focus on driving. Just focus on driving. Worry about the things where they're gonna happen, not think too much in the future. Okay, let me straighten my legs so I can get a little bit more of a blood flow, because I was driving with my legs just curled up to the chair throughout the entire time.
Since Frank Williams
And it's
first
not
formed his team
the
in
greatest position to sit.
1970, he's taken them from relative obscurity at the back of the grid through to their first championship win in 1980 and on to be one of the consistently major players of the
It's
last
another Arrows
17
Yamaha in
years.
front.
He's also had to endure his share of tragedy in recent years, but he's overcome the
Yeah, I'm gonna
setbacks to
overtake him
take 8
in a second.
Constructors' championships, equaling the record of Ferrari.
And there's some kind of
Race
crash.
order. Williams,
Don't know
number
where,
1.
but yellow flag is
Eddie
included.
Irvine. Heinz Harald
So that means we
Frentzen.
got at least two
Michael
car
Schumacher.
contact.
They're off again. Green flags out round the circuit.
We got at least two car contact, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was Johnny Herbert. Because Johnny Herbert has absolutely zero luck this race. And the weather is currently very slowly changing from sunny to rainy weather. So there is a chance that we're gonna get some rain halfway through the race, if not on 1/3 of the race. But because we have a variable weather setting, the rain might not happen at all. Stewart front in front. Stewart Ford in front, and it's an easy overtake.
About a quarter of the race gone now.
And I believe that rain is going to happen anywhere between now and the first third of the race. If it's gonna rain anywhere between now and next 5 to 10 laps, I'm gonna gain double advantage. First of all, cars I need to go to the pits right now,
In the slowest cars
or
who
somewhere
don't
around
get a
right now,
time less than 107%
to refuel their
of the
cars, and also
fastest
rain is gonna
qualifying
force them to
time.
go to the pits again for the
Appeal to
tire
stewards.
change.
But
Yep,
it's
I've
very
seen the Benetton in the
unlikely that they'll be
pits.
successful.
That means the cars are gonna go start and refueling very, very soon. And I'm willing to confirm that Mika Häkkinen most likely did not manage to finish the race. He had some kind of malfunction and he did not manage to basically make it. Michael Schumacher is currently on the 3rd position. To me, he is currently the most dangerous driver out of the entire grid.
Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Jean Alesi. Eddie Irvine.
Though he is still 8 seconds behind me, so we definitely managed to get some leadership over the other drivers. It's a slow process, but we are definitely getting there. You can see a lot of cars going to the pits right now. We are passing through one of the Jordans. Schumacher is currently on the 2nd place. This is where the fun begins because, well, first of all, the racing lines have disappeared. which is gonna most likely mean that the rain is gonna be a thing. And also Michael Schumacher is now second. He's definitely running on low fuel. So that's gonna activate his demon mode, as I would call it, and he's gonna start gaining until he's gonna go to the pits himself. Which pretty much means I need to be on a constant defense. I'm constantly watching how close he gets to me. The fear and a little bit of panic, a little bit of stress is definitely there. It's crawling in. But I believe that if I'm gonna keep my cool, if I'm not gonna make any silly mistakes, I will pull through. Yeah, I'm gonna overtake him on the finish line. And yeah, I can pretty much confirm we got first raindrops, which means cars for the next 2 laps, I'm gonna go into panic mode, as I would call it. And they all gonna pit in and change the tires into wets. Which saves me from Michael Schumacher right now.
Michael Schumacher.
And saves me, basically allows me to keep my first place. Until I'm gonna have to go and change the tires myself, because the moment I'm gonna change the tires, the front wing is also gonna get replaced, which means I'm gonna have to stay in the pits for somewhere between additional 8 to 10 seconds.
On the monitors now. Let's hope it doesn't turn into a downpour. The yellow flags are
and there goes another crash on the race.
That's a warning. Some kind of accident.
Yes, Murray.
At least 2 cars
Yellow flag,
involved.
of course, means that the drivers should slow down and must
Don't know
not
when,
overtake.
don't know how, don't know when. That's a turbo Ford, and he definitely
Speedway.
had some kind of engine malfunction because he was driving extra slow. I'm very glad that I managed to avoid any collision with him, because that was a very fast straight right there. It's one of the arrows. Benetton got overtaken by one of the Petronas. Probably the Petronas have not changed his tires yet. I think it was actually one of the Benettons who have participated in the crash right now.
This rain will
I am willing to
undoubtedly cause
suspect
some problems
that-
for the drivers if it continues.
I'm willing to suspect that he's the one that lost the front wing, and Michael Schumacher went to the pits because, well, he definitely changed the tires right now. I don't know about the fuel, but he definitely changed the tires. Because right now he's 11 seconds behind me.
We're coming up to a third of the way through the race now.
Correction, is actually 28 seconds, so he probably did 2 things at the same time. He changed the tires and he refueled his car. We still have 14 laps before we're gonna go to the pits ourselves to refuel and also possibly change the tires. I mean, we're gonna see how the rain is gonna behave, because just because it's raining right now, that doesn't really mean that it's gonna be like this all the time. On my previous attempt, it was raining for like 10-15 laps. It turned back to sunny weather again. After which, it was basically sunny throughout the rest of the race. We're gonna see how it's gonna be this time.
It's looking a bit slippery out there. Do you want to come in for wet tires?
We can definitely notice the first signs of a necessary tire change. We got our first water splashes underneath the tires, but those are only a mark that the rain might be very serious. It might not be serious at all. In a matter of fact, unless we're gonna get a larger splashes under the tires, there's absolutely no good reason for us to change the tires to the wets. So we can still drive. We have absolutely no risk whatsoever of getting spun. I mean, there is a chance that we're gonna spin, but only under a circumstance in which I'm gonna brake and turn at the same time. Then my tires are definitely gonna lose the grip. Thankfully, we are not really making that mistake. I'm braking first, then taking the corner, so I can get as much grip into the tires as I possibly can. Nicola Larini actually have moved to the 6th position, which is an unusual sight throughout this championship. Stewart Ford in
It's
front.
looking a bit slippery out there. Do you want to come in for wet tires?
And on next lap, we are definitely going to change the tires to the wets, because now every second that we are staying on these tires on the track, we are going to get slower, slower, and slower. So there's realistically no reason for us to stay in the slick tires. And there's the McLaren in the front. That's David Coulthard. And he's definitely thinking, yeah, I'm gonna let him overtake me, and he actually did let me through. That means we are definitely going for the top 6 right now, and I think that's Benetton with the damaged engine. Harrington Frenton also took the occasion and overtook him. Stewart Ford in front, and I think he definitely noticed my existence. He definitely tries to give me a way to overtake him, but I think due to my own lack of speed, I kind of cannot do that. He's currently losing me. I'm actually very glad that I am so close to the pit stop, because we are currently unable to squeeze a more speed than probably 230 kilometers an hour. We're currently struggling on a gear number 4.
It's looking a bit slippery out there. Do you want to come in for wet tires?
Oh, that I do.
It's a testimony to the drivers that they manage
That I
to stay on the
definitely
track
do.
at all, let alone lap at the speed they are doing. And
Let's
he
see
crosses
how
the white
long it's
line
going
into
to
the
take
pit,
for us to
down to 75 miles per hour.
switch the tires and fix the front
The
wing.
team's been practicing this over and over again.
3.9 seconds for the tires. 5.9 seconds total in the
He's on a fresh
pits,
set of tyres,
which is
means that
not a
for while
bad
at least,
result.
he'll
Not
have something of a time
not
advantage
really
over the other
bad.
cars.
All right, let's just simply pursue on. We were probably a total of 10 seconds in the pits, but we are still holding to a first place, and that is what is most important now. Keep that first place and drive as carefully as you possibly can, because during rain, despite the fact that we have changed the tires, our car is slower, everybody's cars is slower. We need to take every corner more careful,
Race order.
because we are
Williams
using the
number
V10 engine,
Michael Schumacher,
which means
Eddie Irvine,
that we are
Carl
more
Franson.
prone to spin during taking the corner in comparison to V8 engines. But V8 engines are severely underpowered, and they're
As I
never
look at
gonna
the stands, all I
gain
can
the
see is
same
a
amount of
massive
speed as the
umbrellas with the rain
V10s.
coming down as it is.
So grip might be their greatest advantage, but the speed always gonna win. It might be that RNGs have decided that we're gonna get the same weather conditions. I'm currently having the fastest lap time on the track with 1 minute and 10.1. 1. I'm going to the pits in pretty much 10 laps from now. It's gonna be the only lap. It's gonna be the only pit stop in which I'm gonna actually refuel my car, and we're gonna load the car with 37 laps of fuel, which is gonna give us 74 kilograms of additional weight, which is definitely gonna be a thing that's gonna slow us down quite painfully. But we are definitely gonna regain all that speed and all that stuff as we go along, so we don't really have to worry about anything. The Stewart Ford is really not letting me go through, but who can blame him? That is my opportunity over here. Right in front of him, and now that's actually not the Stewart Ford, that's a McLaren. The remaining McLaren on the track, the David Coulthard's McLaren. Gonna overtake him on this straight over here. Nice and easy. Benetton's struggling with one of the other cars. I thought we have already overtook the two of the Stewart Fords. I'm gonna slow down a little bit over here because these cars are hugged together a little bit too much. And overtaking them is going to be way too much of a risk. At least not on this fragment, it's going to be way too much of a risk. I can always try in a little bit later. Definitely not now. Or after the next corner, I'm going to try to overtake. And that's a spin, but I managed to keep it under control. And let's see how I'm going to make it throughout the finish line. Maybe I will be able to overtake him. The Benetton in front would probably gonna try and overtake the Stewart Ford. Actually not. He's still sticking behind him. By the way, if you would try to do that in real life, you would be blind. There would be no way you'd be able to see anything. It's pretty much a guaranteed blindness. And it seems like here in Tower of France, I have actually moved to the 4th position. Overtaking right now, right here, would be a bad idea, so I'm gonna try to overtake the Benetton on a straight. I'm gonna try to do the same with the Stewart Ford if he's gonna allow me to do that. He definitely sees me at this point. And he definitely does that. Very good. Very nice behavior. Though he probably would get blue flagged for blocking the Benetton driver. A little bit spin. Nothing that Tokyo Drift cannot fix. Frentzen in front. I am not gonna overtake him on this straight. I'm gonna overtake him on the finish line. At least I'm gonna try. Look at that beautiful view. 2 Williams drivers crossing the finish line as we speak. It almost reminds me of a Silverstone, which during the Silverstone race, we have actually managed to finish this race together as a one united team of drivers, and it was pretty poetic. It was pretty amazing to look at. Alright, seems like Frentzen is letting me through. Michael Schumacher is currently lapping the top 6 as well. He's 37 seconds behind me. which would mean that we are pretty much lapping at the same pace most of the time. More cars in front, and I do believe that's Eddie Irvine in front. He was keeping the second position for a very, very long time during the last attempt.
Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine.
I'm gonna take the opportunity to overtake over here, and Minardi Hart with the V8. I'm gonna try to overtake him on the finish line, though he is weirdly accelerating. And he's trying to be faster than me, though it's quite unprecedented, to say the least. Eddie Irvine was actually one of the drivers that gave me the worst problems during my first attempt. During my first attempt on the first corner of the race, Eddie Irvine just straight up crashed into my car and pushed me into the grass, destroying my front wing and damaging the front suspension. Minardi, please. Chill. Calm down. Calm down. You're not racing. My God, stop. Knock it off. Knock it off, Minardi. Another Minardi in the front. Might be able to overtake him on this straight over here, and no, not really. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk that. Those Minardi Hearts actually pulling up some speed right now during the rainy weather, surprisingly. No, I'm not gonna overtake them over here, because there are two cars and they're pretty much hugged together. So there's not really a lot of good opportunities for me to overtake either one of them. The first corner also I'm gonna have to let them through. Minardi is actually trying to overtake the Jordan. That is quite unusual. That is very, very unusual. I have not seen anything like that throughout the entire championship season. To see Minardi actually pulling off an effort to overtake and win, or at least to overtake, that is quite unprecedented. They're not letting me go, too. Oh, shit. Okay, okay. A little bit of a brake testing. I'm gonna overtake Jordan in the future occasion. We managed to overtake the Minardi, which, technically speaking, he should get blue flagged because he was technically blocking my way for at least a single lap, which also means that he would get penalized with 10 seconds in the pits if that penalty would exist in the game. The guide for Formula 197 always mentioned that there is actually an existence of a blue flag. But just like monsoon tires, you never see them actually out there. You just never see them. Because in this game, you only use slicks and wets. Tires have... monsoon tires have no presence in the game. In my opinion, there should be basically a stage in between. You use your slick tires, use your intermediate tires, and also you use your wet tires.
Race order. Williams,
Sadly, this game does not have
Michael
that.
Schumacher, Eddie Irvine, Heights Harold Frenson.
I'm actually really afraid. Always overtaking the drivers over here on the outside is very, very scary. Because a lot of times the drivers are usually, instead of letting you through, especially the left ones, instead of letting you through, they are
That's
pushing you into the
halfway
grass.
through the race.
Halfway through the race, we are going to the pit stop on the next lap. And we're gonna tank our car with 37 laps of fuel, which is definitely gonna make us slower than every car in the grid for at least 20 laps. So we are gonna be pretty much in the defense mode, especially against the Michael Schumacher, which is he's right now 39, 38 seconds behind us, if not 37 even. He's still 42 seconds behind us. So visiting the pits is going to take us between 11 and 12 seconds, plus leaving, that's going to be a total of 16 to 18 seconds. So even if we're gonna lose that 20 seconds, we are still gonna be 20 seconds ahead of Michael Schumacher. Which is not bad at all. But the moment he's gonna be low on the fuel,
fuel's low. Pit in.
that's gonna be a huge risk. And yep, that's an indicator that we need to go to the pits at lap 36, which have started just now.
It's incredible. These drivers are controlling a car about half the weight of a Mini, and these things can accelerate to about 150 miles an hour in 6.5 to 7 seconds.
They have to concentrate on two things: trying to pass the car in front and trying to keep the car behind at bay.
Going to the pits right now.
And he crosses the white line into the pit, down to 75 miles per hour.
They
Switching
can't
tires
afford
to
to make a
wets.
single mistake in the pits. It's absolutely vital everyone does their job perfectly. Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine. Heights Harold Frenson. It's a slow
Fueled
stop.
for one more lap. That was because I was trying to drink some water at the same time. It's not really gonna hurt me that much. Alright, we got still a second half of the race to do, so let's go. Minardi is probably gonna use that draft that I'm producing to basically try and get to me, but we'll see. Allegedly, Schumacher is still 47 seconds behind me, which that would indicate that Schumacher have also went to the pits pretty much at the same time as I did. Which, if that's true, then we are very extremely lucky, and we basically have a lot of breathing space. Tyrrell Ford in front. Can I re-overtake him? I'm probably way too heavy to even try and catch them up. Which would be perfectly understandable. Yep, Michael Schumacher have just gained 20 seconds. That means he did not went to the pits. That would also mean that the previous time that we have witnessed was basically him crossing the second split. And the time of plus 28 seconds behind us was the time of him crossing the finish line. So we are still relatively in a comfort zone, but I'm thinking more about being more defensive as we speak. Then again, Michael Schumacher is gonna have to go to the pits from now to next 10 laps. He's definitely gonna have to go to the pits like every single other driver on the track. And when he's gonna do that, I'm gonna gain additional 10 seconds of leadership. But then let's not forget, he's a very fast driver on this track, so he might even caught up to me, and if he will, he will. And we already see the drivers going to the pits, so he is gonna go to the pits in like I said, in the next 5 to 10 laps. Michael Schumacher is gonna go to the pits, and I'm gonna gain additional advantage. I can only hope that it's gonna stay that way. Because I don't have to go to the pits. After this stop at the pits, Michael Schumacher will still have to go at least once more. And I broke a little bit too hard over here, but I was afraid that I'm going to ram into the back of Pedro Diniz in the Arrows Yamaha.
Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine. Heights Harold Frenson.
We've got 32 laps to go starting from now. And as a matter of fact, it's actually getting pretty late right now. On the nearest straight, I'm gonna turn on the light in my room. Because I have noticed from the OBS as I looked a little bit to the side that my face is like is getting ridiculously white, because the only light I currently have is the light going up from the front of the screen. So that is my opportunity. Hey, Red. Go Speed Racer. Happy Friday to you too. Unfortunately, I am currently unable to give you a shout out. I don't know if Thunder is over here or of any of my mods, which I don't really have a lot of them. And that's definitely a situation which I do not really enjoy, seeing three cars hugged together, one behind another. It's gonna be very difficult overtake over there. Benetton, Jürgen Prost, and another Petronas car. Yeah, I mean, I want to play video game. The problem is, you know me, usually when I see somebody who is deserving of a shout out, I usually do the shout out, give the shout out almost pretty much immediately. No, I don't have enough space over here. And that's a Benetton overstaying his chances, overestimating the power of the Prost, and that gave me allowance to overtake him. Two cars overtaken over here, going back to the outside, squeezing into the last corner of the lap and going for the lap 42. And it really seems like the rain is not gonna stop this time, so I guess we're gonna have to deal with the current situation. Arrow's Yamaha in the front, and that's gonna be most likely Damon Hill. Yep, that's Damon Hill. Michael Schumacher is currently 39 seconds behind us. And it seems like we are keeping the constant leadership over him.
Race order.
Now they have changed for the next 2 or 3 laps, so I'm happy about that.
Eddie Irvine, Heinz Harold Frentzen.
Let's hope it's gonna stay that way. I can already say, hey, actually, Olivier Panis have managed to squeeze into the top 6. Which is pretty impressive. I really like seeing that. And I'm willing to say that this is Oliver Panis right in front of me in the 6th position. That means we're gonna be lapping at least the top remaining from position 6 to 5. Sorry, from 6 to 2 for the second time during this race. While Michael Schumacher is still between 39 and 45 seconds behind us. That's Oliver Panis, actually a line to get through, and right in front of us is Stuart Ford. And Stuart Ford is going to let us go through in any moment now. He's going to slow down. Another car in front, but it's kind of an unidentified entity right now. That's another Stuart Ford. Michael Schumacher is currently 47 seconds behind me. Irvine is third. Heinz Harald Frentzen is on the fourth position. The more distance I'm gonna make, the better. There's actually the main goal right now, just to make as much safe space
Race
between
order.
me
Williams
and Michael
number
Schumacher.
one. Michael Schumacher, Eddie Irvine, Heinz Harald Frentzen.
David Coulthard in the front in the Mercedes McLaren, and he almost jabbed me in the back. Not very nice, actually quite scary, because if I actually fell for it, I would spin, and that would lose me definitely at least 5 to 10 seconds. We might be able to overtake Michael Schumacher maybe once throughout the entire race. It depends if he's gonna go to the pits once or twice. Because I know for a fact that the cars still have to go to the pits at least one more time. And that's Benetton struggling with one of the Minardis. I'm not gonna be able to overtake any of them on this straight. Definitely later. Maybe right now. Yeah, I can overtake them both. That was a little bit of a risky strategy, but it paid off. A little bit of a risky maneuver.
We're into the last third of the race.
1/3 of the race remains, which means right now we have still 24. Yeah, I think that would be 24 laps to go. I suck at mathematics. A little real life thing about me: mathematics. 8 points in the pre-university exam prevented me from actually entering university. I was trying to go for the English university because I was trying to be a translator. My real life dream job would be to being a translator from Polish to English, from English to Polish, and along the way learn other languages on the side. And what do we see is that the track is getting brighter. That means that the rain is gonna stop falling really, really soon. That also means that we have a chance of completing this rain in a dry, sunny weather. But there's only one way to figure that one out. We are right now
Race
closing
order.
to Heinz Harald
Williams
Frentzen.
number one. Michael Schumacher, Eddie Irvine, Heinz Harald Frentzen.
But yeah, if not for the 8 points of the final exam for the university, well, no, never mind. Weather have changed its mind just a second ago. The weather went like, no. No sun for you. Covered the car immediately in the shades. Variable weather, ladies and gentlemen. Variable weather. Then again, who knows, weather might change its mind at any point again. Yeah, I spoken too soon and game was like, okay, yeah, fuck this guy. Fuck you, Kyle. Though my name is not even Kyle, but fine. Overtaking Eddie Irvine, the slower Ferrari in the grid. No, that was too risky to begin with. And Michael Schumacher is currently 1 minute and 14 behind me. That would suggest that he went into the pits for refueling. A pretty late pit stop, but hey, ain't gonna complain. I think at this point Michael Schumacher has an impossible amount of distance to work upon if he really thinks that he can take the first position away from my hands. And that's both Carol Ford and Jordan Peugeot lapped for probably for the second or even third time. .22 laps remaining. I was seriously considering for a second that the weather is going to change to sunny. Because once you start noticing that the road is getting brighter, the car is getting brighter in color, that means that the weather is going to change. I was like, yay! Sunny, dry, slicks, more speed. Nope. It Chuck Testa. 5 points for those who remember this meme.
Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine. Heights Harold Frenson.
And it's an ancient meme as well, from like 2005, pretty much. From the very, very early days of YouTube. When the YouTube was still a little baby page for posting videos. And I think in the front, that might be Michael Schumacher in front. Because we are definitely closing upon a red Ferrari, and I really doubt that it is Eddie Irvine. So you might be actually able to lap him. And we got Zauber Petronas with a quite visible engine malfunction. And yep, that was Michael Schumacher. I can definitely 100% confirm that it was him. We have lapped Michael Schumacher, the biggest danger of this race for us. Now, pretty much, just another lap driver on the track. Oh look, it's Public Image Limited song again. I'm not gonna stop making that reference, okay? The beat is like right there. It's almost pretty much on point. Yep, there we go. Michael Schumacher just got lapped. As of this point, every single lap of the race is gonna be a situation in which I'm gonna be lighter every single lap than the other cars in the track. So let's enjoy that, gaining all that possible speed. That's gonna get us closer towards the end of the race. And that's over. That's kind of... He did not really knew what he wants to do with his life. Like, he wanted to let me through, but then again, he tried to push me into the grass on the outside of that corner.
We're entering the final stages of the race. All the drivers left will be focused on the finish. Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine. Heitz Harold Frentzen.
Not gonna overtake him over here. I'm gonna overtake him on the next straight. Just like that. Because he definitely slowed down quite a bit before taking the second sharp corner of the track. And that would be a tempting thing to do, to overtake him, but nope. Get a little spin. Nothing too nothing too major. Gonna overtake this Arrows Yamaka in the moment. This moment over track is not very safe for overtaking. And he just slowed down. I almost did not react to that because of how suddenly he actually decided to use the brakes. And I think the cable for the controller is right underneath my feet. So let me just make a tiny bit of an adjustment. There we go. "17 laps to go." I see a driver over the Benetton in front.
Race order. Williams number 1. Michael
A
Schumacher.
perfect overtaking
Eddie
situation
Irvine,
right
Heinz
now.
Harold Frentzen.
And also I've noticed quite another blue car in front. That's gonna be probably Shinji Nakano from Prost. And my chance to overtake him is on this straight. He's probably noticed me just now and he's gonna slow down way before the corner, and there it is. And since the cars are starting to pit again, that means even Michael Schumacher is going to have to go to the pits. So every AI car for this specific race, at this point it's confirmed, they don't drive with a 3 pit stop strategy, they are driving with the 4 pit stop strategy. It might be probably one of the unique examples of when the cars are actually going 4 times into the pit stop. And also, they all have stopped 4 times, while I have only had to stop once. Well, technically twice, because once for a tire change because of the wet weather, and the second time because I had to basically refuel for the remaining parts of the race. And as long as it's rain, my wet tires are not gonna overheat anytime soon. So that is absolutely fantastic, and we are currently struggling with overtaking David Coulthard, which means we are reaching the top 6 again. And Olivier Panis have actually moved to the 5th position, which grants him 2 points in the championship, 2 additional points. And David Coulthard is going to bring 1 additional point for McLaren. And I see Olivier Panis right in front of me. He's most likely, if I'm not going to get close enough to him, no, he's not going to let me go through over there. Or maybe, no, that's actually way too risky.
Order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine.
I can try to do it over here on the outside. He's definitely going to notice me right now. And there's a Stewart Ford struggling in front with one of the Jordans. Hey, Gaddison. I'm gonna let this Jordan through because I can overtake him over here right now, I think. He didn't slow down, even though he knew I'm here. How's Red Bull Ring treating me? How does 5 attempts, how does 5 tries sound to you? Especially considering the most previous try in which I've actually beaten the race but instead of saving the game, I have loaded the game. I was not happy.
Of course, as the laps go on, these little potential opportunities
I was not
that
happy.
are not really on become greater and greater in their minds. Sooner or later, someone's going to think, I can do it. Have a lunge, and the chances are they won't
Yeah, it
be
does,
able
because
to.
I should be in Nürburgring by this point.
Front or even going into the barrier.
But it's fine. It's okay. Happens. You know, you have to make one worse mistake at least once in your life. You have to make an amateur mistake like this at least once in your life, so it's... I'm coping, I'm seething, I'm molding, I'm having the Hide the Pain Harold emote just stapled all over my brain. My brain is Hide the Pain Harold. And like I said before, I don't care how old is that meme, it is 100% accurate. Hide the Pain Lander.
A real shunt between these two. He must have been braking much harder than the car behind.
No, it was a Benetton doing me a very dirty move right now. To smack my rear wing. Laps to go, and I might be actually finishing this race with a broken wing, though I have so much advantage that I could just go ahead and repair it. But that Benetton is definitely have done me a dirty one. Yeah, I'm gonna overtake that Minardi on the finish line, because he was slower. Like, he was slower, he slowed down, and for some magical reason that Benetton have decided, yes, let's go and try to overtake him in the corner that you should not overtake anybody ever. But let's do that anyway.
Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine. Heights Harold Frenson.
On the plus side, at least it's not me who got the black and white flag. Hey, Crunch. Actually do need a mod. Like an additional mod, somebody who is a constant, like a daily viewer. Besides the mods that I already have, because for example, Eric is not visiting me, my channel anymore. He just disappeared. So I'm kind of willing to take away his mod status and give it to somebody else. He was visiting my channel for a very long time, but all of a sudden he just disappeared. And that makes it kind of sad, and that was the Arrows Yamaha just wrecking very, very hard. And now we got a line of cars in front. That Arrows Yamaha is definitely gonna let me through. Just like that. Frenson is right in front of me, so it's gonna be a teammate. And the teammate is probably struggling with what I could say he's definitely struggling with Eddie Irvine, because I sincerely doubt that's Michael Schumacher. 9 more laps to go. And I can now confirm from the look on the helmet, that was Eddie Irvine, an Irish driver. With rather relaxed demeanor, I would say. Because through every interview that I have seen with him, he was not really like bursting with any kind of anger or negativity or being down. He was always smiling. He was always just trying to do his best. Which he did, because initially Ferrari did not want Eddie Irvine to be in the Ferrari team anymore, but pretty much after longer time, Eddie Irvine have actually got an extended contract with the Ferrari for the season 98, for the 1998 season. That's what I'm trying to say.
Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine. Heights Harold Frentzen.
He had a career well longer than he should have. Hey! In my opinion, Eddie Irvine was definitely talented. But I think my problem with him is that his approach to the Formula 1 racing was a little bit not as serious as he should be. If he were to take his, if he would get his shit together, I believe that he would, at least in 97 season at least, he would definitely be a challenge for Heinz-Harald Frentzen, and he would definitely be like a solid, a solid driver, solid additional several points on the track for Michael Schumacher. He would be, an actual teammate.
They can stand a much lesser chance of puncturing the tire if they hit it.
I mean, you can definitely say that every driver in the Formula 1 is talented. I mean, let's put it like this. You have 20 drivers of Formula 1 in the world. You have only 22 drivers in the entire world of the Formula 1. You have to be talented. So, just saying that some drivers are talented, it's like saying that the butter is buttery. Buttery butter. Or water is wet.
I'll give you stars.
Which water is not wet, but that's beside the point. Javopi with 5 gifted tier 1 subs to Court, Pizza Boy, C Money, Ken, and Curious. Javopi, thank you very much for those gifted subs. Everybody who received a gifted sub, enjoy your ad-free viewing some nice emotes, courtesy of Javopi. Thank you very much once again. We got 6 laps to go. Well, that's a little gravel. Hello, gravel. We have not seen each other. Yeah, just a little bit of a kiss on the gravel, nothing too serious. It's not a Formula 1 race in the rain if it's not a little bit spinny. Though I will say this much myself, I'm actually keeping a brilliant control over the car throughout this entire race. I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for that one, because usually I am way more prone to spinning on the track. Five more laps to go. And we are currently driving on a very low fuel load, which means at this point we are gonna score faster lap times than any driver on the track.
Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine. Heights Harold Frenson.
Two cars in front, and that's one of the arrows, and we having a situation. It's a Minardi with a broken engine. Lacey on the 6th, Panis on the 5th position. Frenson is 4th with 3 points. Panis with 2, and Jonah Lacey with 1 point for Benetton. Four more laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. And once the rainy weather have settled, it's not letting go. Zauber Petronas in front, gonna overtake him on this small straight over here. Oh wait, my bad, it's actually 4 laps from now. Because it counts a full lap, not just crossing on the finish line. Every other driver on the top 6 got overtaken at least 3 times, while Michael Schumacher still defends his one-time lapping.
Three laps of the race left now.
There we go, 3 laps remaining.
Race order. Williams number 1. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine. Heights Harold Frenson. He's only got 2 laps to go.
Second to last lap. I know I'm being pretty quiet, but This is... Assuming that I'm gonna finish, this is the most tiring race that I had throughout this entire season. At least 5 attempts, in which first attempt got absolutely destroyed by Eddie Irvine by smashing me in my front wing and pushing me into the grass on the first corner of the race. During second race, I have not changed the tires. I basically changed the tires from wets to slicks in the middle of a rain, which ruined my chances. I basically went into panic mode myself, and anxiety have won over me, and I basically gave up. On the third attempt, on the first lap, Michael Schumacher have destroyed my front wing, and my car busted into flames. On the fourth attempt, it was a complete attempt. But like I said, my stupid ass have loaded the save file instead of saving it. Right now I'm laughing at that, but oh my god, wasn't that a dummy moment? Final lap, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take it home. Yep.
Pain! Pain! It's the pain!
The pain. It's like the pain from Metal Gear Solid 3. You'll experience the pain like never before. Grenade.
Race order. Williams #1. Michael Schumacher. Heinz Harold Frentzen. Eddie
And the
Irvine.
final corner of the race. Ladies and gentlemen, swaying to the pist, waving my hand. Thank you, team. And we are finally
there is the checkered flag.
done with the A1 ring race. Oh my god. Let's save the game. Oh, this time I'm actually gonna make a save state before we're gonna do anything. Yeah, I just made the save state. I'm also gonna make a hard save. But I made a quick save state right here, right now. And now at least I have the race finished, okay? I'm gonna save the thing right now, you can bet. We have finished the race in 1 minute 34 minutes and 36 seconds. Michael Schumacher has +1 lap. Heinz-Harald Frentzen third, Eddie Irvine fourth, Olivier Panis at 5th position, and Jean Alesi at 6th. After 14 rounds, I have 140 points. Michael Schumacher with 71, Jean Alesi at 37, Gerhard Berger with 26, Eddie Irvine 24, and Heinz-Harald Frentzen with 23 points. That puts Williams on the top with 163 points, Ferrari with 95, Benetton with 63, Prost with 20, Jordan with 9, and McLaren with 7 points. And now, let's make a hard save. Save state. I'm pressing the save state, and I'm saving it. Game save state number 2. Game saved. I'm fine. I'm good. We are not losing any progress. Hip hip hooray. Alright, so that's the end of the round 14. We're gonna now enter the round 15, the Nürburgring. For people on Twitch, I am still gonna be streaming. Don't worry, we still have like a solid time for if you're gonna complete. This is gonna be the race that we're gonna complete. But for people on YouTube, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Subscribe, like, leave the comment, all that good stuff. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'm gonna see you guys the round 15 Nürburgring.